trip with our brother, everyman Kaka, as he takes us through the streets of life where dangerous love and marriages live. Welcome to another episode of Kaka's Jumbo Tales. My name is Kaka. I traveled to Mombasa, Kenya from Kampala, Uganda to promote our new brand of coffee. This is my first visit to this city of Mombasa or to any coastal town, so I am very excited to see the ocean and taste its salty waters. While strolling on the beach one evening, 2 days after my arrival, my life took a dramatic turn. I spotted this extremely beautiful lady playing with sand on the beach. I was captivated by her charm and beauty. I stood rooted, studying her. Then I found myself just drifting towards her. I don't know what was taking me to her. My heart was pounding. I talked to her, introduced myself, and invited her to join me at the hotel. Truth be told, I did not expect her to accept. But wonders of wonders, she agreed. As if living in a dream, I shared a delightful dinner with Lulu. Such was her beautiful name. That name, I will remember it forever. Because from where I come from, that name is not very common. Finally, we returned to my hotel room. Again, I could not believe I had captured such a diamond. Then, just on entering the room, a bizarre act took place, or I thought so. I realized I had not locked the hotel door. As I made to stand up to lock the door, Lulu restrained me. We were sitting on the bed. Lulu stretched out her hand and locked the door, and the hand came back with the key dangling, which she dropped beside us. For a moment, I was left rubbing my eyes with my hand because the door was some distance away. In my confusion, I thought I had imagined it all, perhaps due to the fever I had suffered in the last 2 days since my arrival. The following morning, I woke up to an empty room. Nonsense, I thought. I wondered if I should see a doctor because of my fever, because the door was still locked and the key beside me on the bed. So was I imagining all this? Probably. Then came evening, I spotted Lulu sitting at the far side of the outdoor restaurant. I joined her and we shared an intimate moment of smiles and whispers. I don't remember even what we were talking about. I started dreaming of our future together, just like that. The next day, I met her at the beach and I proposed to her. All the fish and the animals in the ocean were my witnesses. So romantic it looked. I gave her an expensive bracelet and a monogrammed handkerchief I had bought specifically for this occasion. And I was happy she accepted to be my partner for life. We planned that in 2 days' time, I will visit her parents and ask for her hand in marriage. It was that quick, and it was that strong, the feeling. This day is Saturday. today. I sit in the hotel room the whole day waiting for Lulu, but she does not show up. I am pacing up and down my hotel room, worried that maybe something has happened to her. But I had no way of knowing what was happening. The following day, Sunday, here I am. I have decided to carry out a search for Lulu, in case something did indeed happen to her. I recall every single detail she told me about her home and draw a rough map. I arrived at Lulu's parents' home, my heart pounding with love vibes. I introduced myself to Lulu's father and brother. There is an expression of confusion and tension in their faces. Lulu's brother almost attacks me, and I wonder why. I don't understand. However, Lulu's father calms him and tells him to take me to Lulu, since I have come all this far. I am led down an overgrown path towards the ocean. Suddenly, the brother stops and points in the direction of the forests and turns back. I continue walking a short distance along the path and suddenly find myself in an open field surrounded by concrete blocks. In shock, I walk. Then I realize I am among tombs. Since I am here, I continue walking around wondering why Lulu's brother would bring me into a field of tombs. Then, as I walk around, I notice on one of the tombs, Lulu's name is engraved on the headstone. I look around to see if someone is seeing me, but there's nobody around. I'm the only one there. I glance around in disbelief as I see the bracelet and the handkerchief I presented to Lulu is carefully placed on top of the grave. I ran from the site like mad. I returned to the hotel in what has to be the night of terror. I could not sleep. It must have been after midnight when there was this soft knock on the door. I opened the door only to come face to face with Lulu. Yes, Lulu, standing there smiling innocently. She started apologizing. My mind must have transversed from shock into madness. I shouted, "Not Lulu again!" In panic, I turned and leaped through the glass louvers of the hotel window. "I better die," I screamed as I jumped. Incidentally, I thought I was jumping out of the 6th floor window because that is the room I had been living in since I came to Mombasa. However, nature has a way of punishing people. It would not even let me die when I wanted to. I had forgotten that evening, that morning, the hotel had received a big number of tourists who had come by ship. So they had requested some of us to move to other rooms so that the tourists could occupy several floors from 4th to 6th. I had been moved to the ground floor. As I jumped out of the window, I was actually jumping out of the ground floor window into the street. I broke the glass and fell on the watchman. The watchman, who was dozing, must have thought that he was being attacked by a group of robbers. He jumped up and said, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then he started raining his truncheons on my back and on my head. I ran into the street screaming, I'm not a robber, I'm not a robber, I'm not a robber. But after I stopped, I started reminiscing and remembering that what brought me to Mombasa was business. However, business cannot be changed, or however, business is part of life. I have also heard tales of cursed spirits called Djinns, who manifest themselves as cats or beautiful women. I did not believe in such nonsense. I have lived to regret it.